Well, hello, curling fans, and welcome to the 2024 Everest Canadian Senior Curling Championships. We are at the Curl Moncton Curling Club in beautiful Moncton, New Brunswick. I am Dan Hollowaychik, and joined with me in the broadcast booth is Olympic gold medalist Penny Shantz, and who is also the reigning three-time Canadian Masters champion. Penny?
Hi, Dan. We have an exciting game this afternoon to start the week off. It's Team Quebec playing the Nunavut team. Team Quebec is from Saguenay-Chicoutimi, Quebec.
And the Nunavut men are from, if we can get this right, Iqaluit? I think that's what it is.
Club.
Yeah,
Right.
in Nunavut.
Yeah. So they had their last stone draw, and Quebec was able to get the hammer in the first end here. So they're just shaking hands, and we're ready to go.
Yeah, and from what we've seen on the practice ice, I think the curlers are going to be pretty happy. Times are looking like 14.5 draw to the button, and curling a decent amount from outside the edge of the 12 to the button. So looking for some exciting curling happening all week long. I think we're going to be bringing you about 20-some broadcasts.
21 games, I think
21 games during the week. Ending with our final game next Saturday at 3 o'clock. We will have another draw tonight, 4 hours from now, wherever your starting time is. And yeah, just getting ready for the first rock. Should be a good one.
So Dan, what do you think these teams are how they're gonna play these first few ends?
Well, you know what? Both of these teams have a lot of national experience here. I think the Nunavut team is going to mix it up pretty early.
First stone coming down looks a little bit deep.
Yep.
Yeah, and looks like it's well wide out there too.
These teams did have practice prior to the championship. They all got a chance to go out there and throw. And then they all, of course, had their pregame practice as well.
Right, so they should be a little bit familiar with the ice, right off the hop here.
It's always a little tough. You want to get those first few shots out of your system, and then you kind of settle down, I think.
Yeah, the sweepers, they'll get the judging the weight down better as the games go on. Quebec putting up their corner guard after the first one for Nunavut has gone through the house. Well, so I want to go through some of the players on the ice here. The Nunavut team, playing at lead is Jamie Gauthier. Coming in second, Greg Howard. Their third vice skip is Jeff Nadeau, and Peter Mackey is the skip.
On the men's side, the skip is Robert Desjardins.
I think so.
The third is Francois Genet. The second, Yannick Martel. And the lead, René Dubois.
Good job with all the pronunciations there. I think you got them all.
Not bad. I met these guys last year in Saguenay-Chicoutimi a little bit. They were one's an ice maker, Yannick. He's an ice maker, and Robert was very involved in on the dance floor a lot.
Oh. Well, let's see if he can put those skills out on the ice here. He might have to do some fancy swinging here.
He's got a chance now to put up his second corner guard.
I want this side, yeah.
So Quebec does have the two corners up. Nunavut's center guard, a little off the side, but Peter's going to come around that and use that as, I guess, his best center.
And it looks like Nunavut is going to just put it right in the middle. Load the middle.
Mm.
Line might be tight, Jeff. That should be okay. Line is tight. Name is 139. All right, guys, right to it. Right up hard. Wow.
Well, the boys are going hard on this one, and it's busting on them. I think they're going to be all over their center guard.
Okay.
Oh, didn't get that far.
In the pre-game practice, it looked like it was swinging pretty good. So you have to make sure that you're out to the broom, the full side of the broom, and maybe have your good rotation on it.
Un bon contrôle. Whoa, whoa. Right on. Right.
Uh-oh. It's like he might have just put it out just a bit there.
Yeah, a little bit defensive play for Quebec, trying to get rid of that, well, not quite center guard, and they ticked it onto the rings in the corner there. Now
Come in here.
Peter's coming around the corner, so
Trying to block off that corner so that Robert, Team Quebec, can't come around that. Block it.
he'll want this one on top of the tee line.
That should be okay, I think. You got room. No. Yep. Here, Jeff. Yep. Come on, go. Okay.
Come just into the rings as well.
Même poids, Yann, va te rendre moins large. Attraque quand même pas mal.
Yep. Stay away, control up.
Yep. Lâche pas, Gio.
This looks a little bit tight. There's one sweeper, he's holding it pretty good.
Oh, he's on the guard.
Piece of the high guard, and he rolls through the rings on the other side.
Ben, c'était vraiment différent.
There's good opportunity for Nunavut here to set it up. Put some pressure on these guys.
Peter's deciding, is he going to throw the guard?
You like
Still got a
this?
few
Or we
rocks
can
up to
come
come.
here. What do you like?
Around.
I like that. Here? Yeah.
I think I like that too, Dan.
Even
What
if you're
about you?
back, you're good.
Yeah, he's going to use his tight rock in the house. I mean, Quebec's going to try to hit that and maybe make the double, maybe a roll on in behind. I think if he had to put a guard up, I think maybe Quebec might appeal to one. They've been playing defensive so far, in my mind.
Defensive, but yet they put up the first two corner guards.
Corners,
Right.
yeah. Trying to eliminate everything in the middle, so we'll see. Looks like this is coming a little bit deep.
Back.
Goes a little bit deep, but I think they'll still hit that front one.
Yeah, he can.
That's a danger rock, right?
Yes, and he's got two corners to roll to. Actually, if he wants, he's calling for the double.
Non, voici ce double-là ou le roule-là.
He's got a few doubles on the mind here.
Fais-moi normal.
Okay, I think he said, I don't know though, he said you can get it this way or you can get it straight back double or you can get the hit and roll behind the guard on the right. That's my thought.
Quite a few options with this one. We'll see how it works out for him.
Hi. Yes.
I think he's a little tight again.
Hi. Yes. Whip.
No,
Not bad.
just missed the double. Not on the rings with that one. So right now,
Same thing, Jeff.
Nunavut is sitting with two biters. But they are coming around a Yellowstone now, which belongs to Quebec.
I'll give you a couple inches less.
That yellow rock there is pretty tight to the house, so they got to be careful on this shot.
Yeah, it won't take very much to split that to count those other little biters if this one isn't made.
Be a little bit lighter. Got a girl.
What will Jeff do is up here with turn, draw, and he's slipping it in behind the tee line as well. It's about half open.
Option ici.
Now the Quebec team is set up pretty nice. Got some corner guards up. They can come around this. They've got rock at the back. Come around this about top 8 foot, just biting the 4 foot. Maybe even show them a piece.
Yeah, if he slips to the back one, I think you're going to see Nunavut
T-line.
try to duplicate and just keep
La ligne de la place.
coming down with the following freeze. This seems
Be a
to be
little bit heavy.
and a little wider line than Nunavut stone, but it's coming in and it's coming
On
down.
va y aller tout seul, elle va même cogner.
And Peter Mackey's ready to give it a good scrub. See if he can get it to bounce and roll off it a little. And he does, but it is shot stone in the back. And Peter's indicating he's just going to try to draw around.
Yeah. So I was giving you. How's about here?
What do you think about this?
So do we want
It's
to
an
come
interesting call, leaving that
Good.
freeze to it.
Or come into here. I think
He's,
come into here.
he's got a pocket.
Yeah,
No,
so about
now
here.
he's deciding he's maybe going to try to just get it in the pocket. So
Little
ideally on this one, if he could just tap that yellow back an inch or two and sit right in the middle of those two, and make it really tough for Robert to get it out.
There.
Robert would probably be playing a freeze down to it with the wall of China behind it, right?
Yeah, it's well. See how this is first attempt for Peter, his draw. So see how close he comes on this one.
First save is yours. It's got a curl. It's got a curl. Right now we're on the front.
He sounded a little wider than
Starting to move
everybody else has
down.
been, and it's still holding that line.
No, it's got a curl.
It's got good curl.
Weight's there. Weight's there.
Yelling that the weight's close.
Just up to it. Just up to it.
Get the little tap, just a little tap on the other side would have been better, but
Okay.
So Dan, they talk about a break point where the rock is going to actually take that big break in the ice. Are you seeing anything on this ice so far? I know it's early.
you know what? It
Break
looks
point
like
might
a little more finish, a gradual finish at the end. I haven't seen anybody really knifing one over or carving one over yet. See if time goes on, if these guys are going to really try to make a move at the very end on him.
Playing bumper weight. Just wants the rock to just make it to the, if you're throwing it, you want to, bumper weight is just throwing it to the backboard. That's where you would want your rock to stop.
Yeah, so ideally,
Yeah,
Oh.
les gars l'aiment.
Oh,
they've gone down and changed the mind without going down there, so maybe they discussed this a little bit, but he's just playing the come around now.
Draw est minimum à 50. Tu peux aller à 55.
I like this call.
Dans mon shootout, OK.
All those rocks are behind the tee line.
Yeah, definitely an
Not gonna-
advantage to Quebec with everything behind the tee line. You know, the only thing is it limits the amount that they can score here. So he's just going to try to put it up high, get his deuce by bearing one around.
De la place.
Patience un petit peu, de la place.
Et beaucoup de place.
Ouais, pas mauvais.
On est où exactement, là?
La voix.
Top 4!
7.
Ça va être curl. Ça va falloir que ça curl.
Vas-y.
Well, they haven't gotten on it at all yet. They're waiting for it to make his move.
On peut attendre.
It's well by the guard.
Don't touch. Non, 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 jamais.
And now they're just going to try to stop Robert.
Arrête pas. C'est bon lancé.
So shot rock, and it is practically wide open.
Là, c'est ça.
And Peter's actually just maybe, it's like he's got ice for a tap on it, but just trying.
Tap it back a bit and he'll be sitting 2 and force Quebec for the 1 point.
Yeah.
First end.
Yeah, he can afford to get across it maybe just a hair, and not too much. Otherwise, he'll click at his red and the red back there, and it'll jam it the other back one.
Robert was close to making a perfect shot there. It was just a little deep, and with a little bit less weight, it might have curled over a bit. They could have got some sweeping on it.
Yeah, definitely got by safe, and a hair deep. So yeah, you're right. They couldn't sweep to carve it over at the very end.
Easy. Whoa. Wait for it. Right up to it if we
It looks
can.
like Peter's got a pretty good
You're
one
you're
coming
good.
down
Yep,
here.
Yep.
It's right on it.
Yeah, little bounce.
Yep.
Little bounce.
Playing a little bump.
That's not a bad shot.
Yeah, got it far enough
Shot.
so that looks like Quebec's just going to have a draw tap for one.
None of it's currently sitting 2.
Yeah, they got that nicely far enough. I don't know that
Tenir la ligne, c'est parce
they
qu'on
can go
en
another
parle.
foot. I think that maybe Quebec might have tried to get tap out and stay for 2. So good, yeah, very good shot by Peter.
Non, il a pas de. Un drop pour un.
Là, on joue draw bouton.
Drop pour un, draw au bouton. Si elle se met à curler, il faut tenir la ligne. C'est parce qu'on va sur la rouge. là. Mais j'ai pas mis de balai pour trop changer ma ligne non plus.
C'est bon.
J'ai peut-être enlevé 2 points.
I think a pretty good start for the Nunavut team. I think they can be pretty happy with their first end result if they can force Quebec here to 1.
last stone in the first end.
It looks like the line's good enough. It's all in the sweeper's hands here.
He just threw the shot, so he should know his weight.
I don't think he's going to get over to the shot stone, so they're hoping that it's going to stop in time. Looks like he's a little heavy on the weight. And, well,
still a little heavy
big
there.
steal of one for none of it in the first end. And we'll be back with second end action in a little bit here.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
And welcome back to the second end action of the Everest Canadian Senior Men's, or, well, actually it's men's and women's curling
right.
championship. We're just got ourselves on sheet D here with a men's game. But we do have a lot of other games on the schedule right now. 7 would be total in the first round here. And we'll be bringing you guys some updates. But if you guys want to check out all the scores at any time, you can go to the curling.ca /scoreboard, and you can get all the scores and times and keep up to date with that. We'll try to bring you some of the information from what we can see here on our side of the complex. The Curl Moncton Club is a 10-sheet club. Right now it's currently set up with 5 sheets on one side, and we have a couple of walls and 5 sheets on another side, and sometimes that doubles as a pickleball. And they did just have the mixed doubles here, so the ice was put in on both sides, and we have some Canada curling stones here that all sides are using, and so they were played with. The ice was utilized just coming up into this event, so should have some really good rocks and good ice for the players this week, Penny.
Right. It was the U21 mixed doubles qualifier that was on here, so they broke in the ice pretty good because the second 5 sheets were, as Dan mentioned, were pickleball. And after this event is over, they're actually removing the ice again and putting the pickleball back right in back over there. So we're not able to see those sheets, but we will give you updates every couple ends on the scores from that side as well.
Yeah, and just to quickly go across the board on our side of the arena here, we have the Northern Ontario women up 2-0 on the New Brunswick ladies team on sheet 1. On sheet 2, we have the Nunavut ladies up 1-0 on the Yukon Territories. On sheet 3, we have the BC men's up 3-0 on Northwest Territories men's. And in our game, we're in the second end action, and we're in second stones here.
Yeah, Nunavut is winning 1-0. And they put their first rock in the rings. We have a few rocks in play here, and it looks like Quebec is drawing in here to lie 2. Second shots.
Il est parfait pour le freeze. C'est seulement René, par exemple. Un pied short, René. René, un pied short.
Yeah, Quebec going pretty hard here with the freeze. They got a hit and roll out to the wide side, sat 2. Trying to generate a little bit more offense, put a few more rocks in the house. So,
You like this?
no double here for Peter Mackey and the Nunavut team, as Quebec rock is on the left side of the red stone, and it would just jam coming over there. So,
Yeah, there's no double, definitely, so not sure on.
judging by the ice, he's playing some quieter weight here than what they have been throwing, so definitely wanting to stick around. Yeah, going hard on this one. Looks like a good shot coming up.
A nice little hit and roll here would be
Yeah.
good. He's just going to sit right there.
Yeah, that's
C'est bon,
fine.
elle était cachée dans la chaîne.
As a skip, I think I like to give my teams the easiest shot, especially when you first start a competition. Make them successful and give them easy shots. Get their confidence built up,
Exactly, yes.
including me, right, as a skip. So
Yeah, some will like to go hard out of the gate, and some like to just ease into it a little.
Peut-être un peu plus.
Clean.
Un petit peu plus, Robert.
Clean it. Light clean.
light clean.
And they're just slowly sneaking those rocks over to the grouping.
Currently sitting 2.
Yeah,
Turn
Peter's wanting to sneak it over a little more to the
Same
right
way
side,
as Greg threw? Yep.
maybe hoping that
Okay, I'll give you that
Quebec will
ice.
bang one back and
Not a heavy
open those
weight.
back 2 up a little bit more. Or maybe he'll try a double.
Not sure how much curling the Nunavut team has had the opportunity to play. I know last year they only had a half a year of curling. Apparently, a film company went into their curling club and took it over, and so they were short half a year.
They were making a movie?
They were making a movie. I don't know what the movie was.
Another Men with Brooms 2?
It's probably cold.
I'm not sure. Maybe we'll get some more information on that one and pass along to you. Watch out for that movie. I'm going to guess maybe some of these guys might have been the movie stars. They didn't
They
put
might
any of
have
that in the information
They
in their
did
bios.
not put that in the bios,
No, so
but they have been here, or they've been in competitions,
Clean, clean.
Canadian competitions. I think they have like 15.
Clean.
yes.
In the last few years, they haven't curled very long. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I think these guys have been together for a while too, and
Same thing, Jeff.
they've basically been
Okay, front.
representing the men out of Nunavut.
Change turn, same turn.
Oh, as long as I can
Turn.
remember.
Okay.
A little more weight or the same?
Yeah, I think if we swept it, well, it would have been good.
What did he say?
Your weight was great. Everything was good. We should have been on it sooner.
Okay.
On to thirds rocks.
Be close, guys.
Really got a curl.
This is Jeff Nadeau.
No, nothing yet.
Yeah, he looks a
Nothing yet.
little bit heavier and wider. It's gonna be
No.
real skinny if he gets a piece of it. Nope, it's not gonna get any of it. So maybe a little miscommunication on the amount of weight with the broom that was expanded there, but
So now the Quebec team has an opportunity here
Mettre là.
to lie 3, possibly.
On va-tu être dans la même vitesse? Ouais, tantôt, j'avais
just trying to split the house out even a little wider. With everything being right now in the 8 foot, it's hard to put another one in there to be shot rock and not
That's right.
not have any doubles set up.
Il y en a trop, vous me le dites.
Kind of look at there too. I know I was coached by the great Kenny Brown, and he always said, "Go for your 2, and the rest will come."
Yannick,
I kind of like that analogy, and you know what? A lot of times it does come.
Whoa, Yann, whoa, Yann, whoa,
What
Yann,
was the
whoa,
game
Yann.
plan at the start?
Well, wasn't the way it was called, but it's almost how he drew it out.
Passe
I
cette douette, il laisse un free.
think he was just trying to draw over to the back right-hand side there and tap that one back.
Sitting 1 and 2.
Position pretty good.
Yeah, and it's pretty good for his deuce anyways.
What do you like, Dan?
Well, right now I'm thinking giving up a deuce isn't so bad. I think Peter could maybe play the double nose on the top one, and then I guess that back one is always going to be in trouble. So
You could try that.
I like that too. They were talking about a hack weight shot on the back one. I do not like that.
Chance.
no, you could just wiggle that top one over, miss the back one, and then you're looking at an even bigger end.
No, go there, just stop. Yeah.
Oh,
What turn? You like that turn still?
I still like this, yep. Okay.
okay, we got a little bit more information on that movie or series. It's called North of North.
On to the other
It's
one.
going to be on Netflix, CBC, and APTN. It's a sitcom which was filmed there earlier this year. I think it was in the spring.
Yeah.
So you get to see where they curl out of, except for they're filming out of that club.
I don't know too much about that show, and I don't know if there's going to be any curling relation to utilizing that facility, but that would be very interesting to see.
Easy.
So
Yep.
like to see,
Yep.
do a little bit of movement.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
It's going over the high side. Got a little rub, not enough. And the shooter's rolled over to the right for fourth shot. So right now, Quebec still sits 2 and throwing. And really, no double right now with the way they're kind of set up. So,
Ça, c'est vraiment excellent.
well, being in the forefoot just makes it so hard to put another one in there and not leave them anything. So,
Ouais, mordeuse 4.
But he's called to place it top 4,
yeah. So
and Nunavut only has one more shot. So they're going to have to play like a takeout of some sort, and they could jam it on that other yellow one and knock out their only other stone in the house. So when Nunavut throws, so he's hoping to set this up so they do that.
yeah, I think right now he'll concede the double and leave himself, draw to the forefoot for his deuce. If Peter can make the double, and if Peter jams it, then I think he can get his 3. So he's trying to probably get this on the center line. And top
Pas de
4.
cœur, ça flotte, ça flotte.
See how they
Ça a
do
pas
with
bougé,
it.
avocat, ça a pas compte. Elle commence à bouger très légèrement. Là, elle cœur bien, Gio.
Ça bouge bien, là. On a le bon pied.
Be pretty close.
Juste top 4. Juste top 4.
Demi dans le 4 pieds. Demi dans le 4 pieds. Pas
Sure,
besoin de
it's
cœur, les gars.
Well, it's looking pretty good.
Reste mourir.
Yep,
Yeah.
the team likes it,
That's what he called, and he made it.
and that's a very tough double now for Peter to even stick around anywhere. Anything on that other back yellow is going to just
Try and
jam.
close it straight back.
Try to hit this straight back and just get a little
Yeah.
shot right there, be okay.
So about the same ice.
But same ice?
Yeah. A little bit more, Jeff.
Okay, Peter's trying to navigate this one through the port. It's the straight nose hit.
Trying to hit that straight back and flop in front of theirs.
Last stone.
A stone on
Peter
the second
Mackey.
end.
Hitting against 3.
Yes.
He's
Easy,
curl.
Oh, this is hanging out there.
Yeah.
Right now, it's just,
Well, you might get the double of
just on it.
the other 2. Oh,
No, they didn't try for it. When they weren't going to get the nose hit, they might have tried to give it a go anyways. So, yeah,
so it's a draw for 3. Go for your 2, and the 3 will come.
there you go.
You like that?
Yeah, and I saw even Peter indicate that it was a little up weight from what he wanted to really throw. So that's why it hung out there on him. So we'll see if Robert Desjardins can hit the forefoot here and get his 3 and take a good lead into this game. So if he can duplicate the same shot, should do all right.
petite affaire plus de push. Une chatouille plus de push.
Oh, sounds like he gave it a little extra push there.
Yes, I hear plus.
Yeah.
Falling back 8. Oh, it's coming down pretty hard now. We watched it long enough. It loses there. Some good scrubbing going on, and it's sliding in there nice.
Perfect.
Well done.
So that's a score of 3. Quebec now takes the lead 3-1. We'll be right back.
You make moments like these possible.
From cash spiels to Grand Slams, club competitions to world championships, there's a lot to keep up with on the pebbled ice. Stay up to date with the Hardline Curling Show, your weekly source for everything curling, with the latest event results, breaking news, interviews with players, executives, and insiders, plus behind-the-scenes access you won't get anywhere else. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you don't miss a thing.
And welcome back, curling fans. We're back here at the Everest Senior Curling Championships in Moncton. We are joining the Nunavut Quebec men's game going into the third end. First rock for Quebec just slides into the back 8-foot. After a successful second end for Quebec, they got their 3. They were looking like they were going to get their deuce for a long time in that end. And they made a really nice shot so that Peter had a very difficult force or skinny double, and unfortunately he didn't make his for him. And Quebec made a beautiful draw for their deuce, or sorry, for their 3.
Are you to this?
Might be able to, yeah.
Update on the scores next to us, behind the wall, call it.
Yeah, it's gonna move.
Alberta is playing the BC ladies, and Alberta has taken a 3-0 lead after 2 ends. They got 2 in the first and stole 1 in the second, so they're winning 3-0. Paul Fleming, the defending champion, he is playing Randy Bryden from Saskatchewan, and the score is 2-1 for Nova Scotia after 2 ends. Saskatchewan will have the hammer in the third end. And the third game, just check this for you, is Newfoundland and Labrador and Saskatchewan ladies. And the Saskatchewan ladies, I only have the update after the first end, and Saskatchewan was able to get a deuce in the first end. So it's 2-0 for Saskatchewan. And that's your update over there. They only have 3 games on the go.
You want to
And
hit
we
or
have
you want corner?
a few more updates on our side here.
like?
On sheet 1 with the New Brunswick and Northern Ontario ladies. Northern Ontario got a steal of 3 in the second end, so they're now up 5-0. On our sheet 2, we have Nunavut and Yukon, and Nunavut has also stole the second end, and they are up 2-0 in that game. Sheet 3, we have
On its own.
Northwest Territories and the BC men, and BC has also stolen in the second end there, and they're now up 4-0. So back to our feature game. Looks like we've got pretty much an empty house except for this one that's sliding in there now.
Oh, there's one at the back there.
I did just have the one in the back 12. I was blocked out.
Quebec is ignoring. Oh no, I guess they're hitting that rock. Sorry. Hitting this to lie 2.
Nice
Yeah, so they've got play in the house here pretty early. Peter wanting to get his deuce back, but doesn't really have any guards to work with, so.
No, and in order for him to come back against this Quebec team and Robert, I think he's got to get some rocks in play. Maybe start with your corner guards.
Yeah, I think he's trying to play a hit and roll here and hope for a jam and maybe split the house, but that's a long time to be going on in the game to split the house pretty early in the end here still. So I would call this a little bit of cautious on Peter's side here. Just that one rock that's behind the tee line, could have maybe put a corner guard up on that side, use it, with some backing, come around. So we'll see how this plays out for him. I think Quebec is liking this strategy, wide open hits, being up 3-1. They can play this for the rest of the game. So just to let you know that there is also, I guess, some tickets for any of the upcoming Curling Canada events. You can go to curling.ca/tickets. Curling.ca is your, I guess, your main website for most curling information for Canadian curling. You can get all the scores, different events, and you can also find this one on there too.
To give a big shout out to the ice makers here. It was interesting yesterday when we showed up at the club. Greg Owasco had made the ice on the other side, and he's left the building. But the head ice maker is Joe Mason here, and we walked by them scratching the bottom of the rocks. They weren't the rocks they're using out here. They were the house rocks that. But it wasn't your normal scratching of rocks to get them to curl. They were. It was almost like they were drilling the bottom of them.
Yeah, I've never seen I've seen them scuff rocks before, but somebody came up with the idea of putting it on some foam and kind of making like a little bit of a cone, so they could actually sharpen the stone from the wide running surface to make it a little bit narrower, and then I would assume that they would go to their regular scuff on it after that. It'd be interesting to see what those rocks curl like. They're off to the side here, and they're not using them yet. But the club curlers, when they're done here, they'll have some pretty good ice and some new rocks to play with.
Yeah, they might be a little bit exciting.
Or wild.
Wild.
Call it wild, maybe.
You want to hit it?
An adventure.
So very, very clean end here. Peter was discussing hit it. Now he's going to still try to get his deuce here. He's going to come down and freeze that back one, or attempt to freeze it. So Jeff Nadeau.
Line's tight. Where is it?
Right on. It's got to move. It's got to curl. Starting to come now.
Yes, Jamie.
Yeah.
Hard.
He said he was tight, but yet it had to move all of a sudden. So
it was tight, it had to move, and they weren't doing any sweeping, so not till the very end. So it's,
yeah, I didn't know where the weight was, see?
Yeah, just a lack of communication there.
And when he said the line was tight and it was heavy, then maybe you probably want to have that sweeper on it to keep it a little straighter, as straight as you can, right?
Yeah.
As it turns out, it curled past the rock and didn't do anything.
Kind of caught in the middle there. You know, I don't know if the sweepers were hoping that it would stop, and it's, you know, over curled and slid by. It's one of those ones where you kind of somebody's got to make the call on it and try to just execute one shot instead of maybe missing both.
So that gives them an opportunity to split the house.
Yeah, so right now, Peter Mackey and none of it would be looking at a force, but this one looks like it's sliding pretty good to the back. Good scrub by Peter Mackey.
Try it again.
Okay.
Hey, they get a do-over.
A little more ice.
We'll see how they do this time. A little more ice, maybe a touch less weight.
The good thing about this shot is he gets to throw the same thing twice, but hopefully he doesn't throw the same thing twice.
Yeah, it looks
Nails it this
looks
time.
like he's got a little bit better line, but it's still pretty hard on him. A little bit of soft handle and a little bit of soft weight.
No, you're gonna overcurl.
Oh,
it's over curling again.
It's gone.
Oh no.
And he's gonna try to scrub it. It's gonna hang around, so he's just going to play the open hit. Leave the two rocks grouped together. Maybe try to roll across and make it double tougher for Peter. And Peter's going to want to try to blank this end.
And have the hammer in the fourth end coming
Yeah.
home. If he hits and sits there, though, they could
He will have a
freeze
nice.
up to
He
it.
will have a nice pocket, and yeah, Peter can try to put one there. It'd get tough, but now they're trying to just roll it outward. Well, it'll be interesting if Peter wants to put a half rock freeze on that and make it jammable, maybe,
Or is he going to play the double?
or the hit and roll on top.
I don't think I get two of them out, right?
So it's got a few options.
So I pretty much got to draw down.
Just listening on him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Was I not getting out to your broom? I don't think so, eh? I think I
no,
was
you weren't. No,
inside.
you were inside. Yeah.
Yeah. And the weight was there, just the never
I
got
could-
out there.
I could try and hit and flop behind, so you could flop in front.
You could go.
But I'm going to draw on my last one anyway.
Yeah. So let's do that. Yeah.
Try the same shot.
What ice were you giving me? Out here?
Okay, so we just heard from Peter. He's going to be drawing on his last one, he figures. So he's going to try to put a freeze in here now.
Get his draw weight now on
Yeah,
his last one?
or at least something on top, and then have Robert and Quebec try to navigate it out of there without jamming it on the back one.
Less ice, Jeff.
Dan, I had the opportunity to watch a lot of the Everest Canadian Club Championships last week. And in those games, it appeared that in the last couple ends, lots of stuff happened. There was teams that would get 3 or 4 to win the game, and even the championship final, the Nova Scotia ladies played the PEI ladies, and they went an extra end after PEI had a commanding lead. And Nova Scotia came back to win the game. So I'm hoping that here at this Everest Canadian Seniors, we will get the same type of game. A lot of fun to watch.
So you think that was nerves, or you think the ice was getting a little testier, flatter at the end of the game?
I don't know what it was. Those ladies were curling really well, and Nova Scotia just, they got 4 late in the game. And there was a huge momentum swing, and it was so fun to watch. It was great. I was texting people all over the place, you got to watch this game. If you haven't watched it, you can get it on YouTube at Everest Senior or Everest Canadian Club Championships. It's there.
And all the games will be still on, you can pull them up, anyone you want to watch.
You can watch any of them.
Yep. So Robert is now sitting 3 as the back freeze attempt by Nunavut. Didn't quite curl over enough and didn't go deep enough, but so Peter originally thought that he would be throwing a draw, on his last one. Now he's throwing a hit. So we'll see how this works out for him.
And this is kind of a rock in a position where you don't want to overthrow it, but throw down to it. Sometimes this is the spot where you might miss the shot. Might just pump it up a little bit and it flies on by, right?
Yeah, and
Got to be careful.
Yep.
This line looks pretty good, though.
It looks good early.
Right up.
It's curling.
Whoa.
They're on it.
Right up. Whoa.
Looks like he's got nice weight. Tap.
Good job, Peter.
Yep. So Peter, Mackey, and Nunavut, they score their 1 in the 3rd end, and we'll be right back with some 4th end action.
I love that curling is a team sport, that we're able to travel the world with friends and family and experience the journey with fans as well. The sport demands so much, whether it's fine motor skills or both physically and mentally taxing. And it's just a fun social sport that you're able to kind of make an extended family all over the world.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
And welcome back to the Everest Senior Curling Championships. We're joining the, I guess, Nunavut and Quebec men's on sheet 4, fourth end action. First rock play, just coming to rest in the back of the forefoot. And Quebec has the hammer, has the lead in the game.
It's been close. It's, last rock every end.
Yeah, Quebec could have tried to put a corner guard up here, ignore the rock and just behind the tee line there, and play a little more aggressively for a deuce. But right now they seem content with a pretty open, clean house.
And they've been kind of playing that way. The first time they put up their 2 corner guards, but we haven't really seen that since.
No, it's been in the house play for the most part. And I think you'd mentioned it. I think the Nunavut team, they need some guards. They're going to need something to try to get around behind and make some shots a little bit tougher for the Quebec team. This one is not very close. So
I'd overthrown it a bit there. I don't think you need to really throw that big weight on this ice. It's running about, what, 15 seconds?
Yeah, better than 14 and a half to the tee line, which is, I think ideal within 6 feet of curl to draw. So definitely good ice conditions for the curlers here from what we can see.
It's like you get good curl with the draw weight, and if you throw a little bit more weight, you can hold it straight. A nice 10-second hit would be about perfect.
Yeah, I got some nice finish at the end. Looks like it's going to slide to the back of the house too. Peter's getting ready to give it a sweep. Trying to get it out of there, but I just think it's going to cling on in the very back.
It's good enough.
Yeah.
Quebec has a hammer here. So they're sitting there too, and they're looking pretty good. Fourth end would be an end in an 8-end game that you'd probably want to score in that game. We had some interesting stats going at for the Grand Slam events. The person who
won the coin toss.
Won the coin toss.
Or the draw to the button,
has
had the hammer.
80% chance of winning the game. And it was interesting because Rachel Holman was playing against Hasselberg. And Rachel won the last stone draw. So she got the hammer, and Hasselberg stole the first end. But guess what? Rachel won the game. So the 80% kind of counted.
Yeah. So I don't know if that percentage would hold true as much here in the at the Everest Senior Curling. I'm going to say that the hammer maybe is not quite as important as it is, but I would still say you have the advantage.
Hey, good job, man. Good call, honey.
It's like everybody talks about, do you want in the 8th end, do you want to be one up coming home without, or do you want to be one down with?
Well, you can ask the 2 Brads about that one. There was quite some excitement in Newfoundland with Brad electing to give up a steal of 1 to have the hammer coming home. So yeah, in that level of curling, they like the hammer. It's very key.
Yeah, you gotta go.
We'll see if that holds true here.
Hurry. 3-2, come on, hurry.
So see, he's freezing to this rock at the back of the house here. I don't know if I would do that. I think I might like to put up a center guard.
That's
it's
an excellent shot. It's a strategy. That's I'm not sure if Peter's. I mean, that's really not an opportune set up for the steal. Both of them like being deep in the house, everything like that.
Those rocks at the back of the house are your friends. They're always your friends, right?
When you have the hammer.
When you have the hammer.
Les deux sortent, là. Si on tape ici, puis on reste une demi, on est bien placé pour notre 2 encore.
But nonetheless, very nice shot there by Mr. Is that Greg Howard? That one down there, yes.
Okay, so Greg Howard, we know a little bit about him, right?
Yes.
His curling idol is Glenn Howard.
And why is that?
Because they have the same initials.
Okay. Well, interesting story on Peter. He's only been curling, I think, what is it? 15 years or something, or he's been to like 15 nationals, so good on him.
15 nationals, 3 Briars.
J'ai dit comme backline à hack. OK, oublie-la, Yannick.
So he's got the experience.
At the national level, definitely. He's actually born in Germany, Baden-Baden. So missed by the Quebec team. Didn't touch any of those stones back there, so Peter's trying to split the house here a little bit. Sit 2. This looks like it's coming in a little hot.
It's like a little rocket.
Yeah, Robert's gonna just lightly clean that one through. So, another attempt at this one.
Another opportunity.
Okay, I think he's changing the weight call on this one. He's just gonna try to tap it this time. Could have played just the nose hit and stay right in front of the red. The red one wasn't going to go anywhere, so he's just going to try to tap it and pretty much do the same thing.
Back nose.
So this is Third's first rock?
Yeah. He's coming pretty good. Come on, he's got, he wants to get right to the nose of it.
It's a good shot.
Yeah, it's lined up, but it's still going to take that the back yellow off any contact on that top one. So I don't think that Peter Mackey's going to be able to save that middle one unless he plays something quiet here again. So
Dan, do you think what's Nunavut's strategy going into this end? Like it's the 4th end and they're 1 down. What would you do?
Oh, definitely got to throw the center guards up, but and you know, when you're down, you gotta get some guards in play, and then you got to try to come around them on the center line area. You know, Quebec's going to want to be playing more to the wings. I think right now Peter's just in defend mode. Doesn't have any guards to work with. You know,
and I guess that he would be happy probably at the most give them 1.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. At this point,
Force them to 1.
At this point in the end, the way it's shaping up, yeah, it's you know, you need a complete miss from Quebec on their last one to steal a point. The way it's looking, and I don't think that Robert minds everything behind the tee line. You know, he's up in the game. He's going to try to fabricate a deuce out of this somehow.
Yeah,
So Robert is a very accomplished curler. He was the first Canadian mixed doubles champion.
Yeah, for Canada, and went to the Worlds, and
that was back in 2010. He was the first Canadian champion.
And he's got a lot of experience with the with the mixed doubles.
2013.
Here it comes. Oh. Well, that's 3rd shot now, and tough to make the double and stay on those 2 reds. So Peter might be able to get his force out of this.
I would why not hit and draw? Yeah. Come down that side.
Wants to hit and stay right there and spread the house out. Don't think there's going to be any triple opportunity for Robert. The The striking bands on these rocks is a little bit wider than what you'll see in the slam, so maybe not quite so lively, not so much action. But they still seem to be moving pretty good in the house. So not a lot of room for Peter to roll on this one. Trying to hit it right on the nose, stay right there.
They're not touching it.
I usually like to play these with a control weight, you know, so you can stick around a little bit better. Do you like it? Yeah, they might have taken a little easy, I think. Nobody really jumped all over that one, and it just curled right across the face and rolled out. So a little bit of a nonchalant air.
Ah, même genre de poids que toi, peut-être 5-6 pieds plus fort que la tienne. On peut rendre 35, I guess, 35-40.
Nose it. Nose, Robert. Nose.
OK. 15-16 de ce bord-là.
OK.
On the nose.
Yeah, so just a tap out. Stay right on top of that one. Both the reds are not going here, so still get his deuce if he can stay nice and straight in line with that other one. It'll only be about 6 inches of separation between them, and Peter might have to try to blank the whole works out, and Robert would end up with an easy blank go through. So we'll see how this plays out for him.
Yes! Gotta go, Angel.
Whoa! Yes!
Sweeping it pretty hard.
They're on, they're off, they're on, they're off. So he must be really close.
Great shot.
Yep. Still a little bit of room for Peter to pick it out and just leave the one back one. And I don't know that. I think jabbing in the back too. He's still holding some rings, so.
So I try to get right to it. Yeah.
Oh,
he's going to go for it. He's going to freeze right up to it.
Same shot as last end, so same ice. A little more, Jeff.
I think he likes his draw game better than his hit game.
Yeah, I'm thinking our team, we would have been firing this one down there and just getting the yellow one out of there.
I know Kevin Cooey would have. Brad Jacobs, right? His last rock in the fourth end. Peter Mackey.
Yep, need it for weight,
Do it, guys, hard, all the way.
So they're going hard for line and weight.
Gotta go.
Right up, go,
Looks
go,
like
hard.
it might...
Hard, guys, come on.
Oh, no. Wait.
Right up,
No,
go,
it's
go,
light.
go, come on, Jeff.
And it's curling.
Try to be sharp, boys. Try to be sharp.
And trying to get it in there for a shot, otherwise going to give Quebec a draw to the 8 foot for 2. And yeah, I think a little bit light.
It came off the line a little bit hard. So
Maybe a little soft.
Yeah.
Soft on the release, and that didn't carry as good.
Gives an opportunity for Quebec to take their 2 points and go up 5-2 in the game.
Yeah, very, very late deuce in this end. It was, it was looking like it was going to be a force coming up, and late miss by Peter Mackey. Giving Robert the opportunity for draw for 2 anywhere in the 8 foot would be good enough.
Commence à curler. Check ça.
Let's be close.
Yeah. Yeah, no backing, but
Lots of great
I
communication.
don't think he's going to need any. Right on top of the Everest logo.
And
Very
it's
nice
5-2. So we're going into the fourth end break, and we'll catch you all in a few minutes.
All right.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
Don't forget your brooms.
Yep, you got it.
Come on up. Well, what do you got? You got one, you got two, you got...
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
The live sports experience is changing. Teams and facilities are under pressure to provide online and in-venue entertainment. IKS Live has the right team to deliver. We provide service across North America and produce the best fan experience, in the seats or streaming to you. IKS Live continues to bring you the best seat in the house.
Welcome to the Hardline Curling Show. We've got another excellent episode for you this week. Coming up, Canada crowns its 2024 club champion. A powerhouse pair punches its ticket to the mixed doubles curling trials, and we catch up with a Canadian curling legend. All of that, plus a look ahead to the Everest Senior Curling Championships. The ice is fresh, so let's get started.
I think we were about 12 years together, and we had moderate success or relatively success early on, like in 1998, 99. I mean, we lost the provincial final to go to the Brier in Edmonton in 2000. So that was the early stages of our curling. And we knew we kind of had something very special back then. You know, I mean, everybody knew their role on the team. Nobody wanted to move up or play third. There wasn't much third or second or skip. There wasn't much discussion about someone stealing them or going to another team. We were quite complacent with each other, and we were great friends. And so, I mean, staying together is not that hard if you're successful.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
And welcome back to the Everest Senior Curling Championships here in Moncton. We are just starting play in the fifth end of our feature game with Nunavut and Quebec men's. We have Quebec up 5-2 with Nunavut having the hammer. We are playing with all the CCA rules, and we do have these events being timed. I'm just looking over at the time clocks here, and Quebec has 18 minutes and some seconds. None of it has 16, so both teams playing at a pretty good pace. I don't think time is going to be the issue here.
No, it's not, Dan. Dan, so Nunavut is 3 points down now. They're going into the 5th end of an 8-end game. What do you think their strategy should be here? What are they looking to do?
Well, it looks like it's exactly what should be happening, or attempting to happen. Nunavut needs to put some guards in play. They got to get some rocks out, and Quebec, on the other hand, is going to want least amount of rocks in play or get the play into the house as soon as they can. That's a miss by Nunavut, sliding that one into the house. With the 5 rock rule, they'll still have another opportunity for a guard that Quebec can get to right away. But being in the house definitely is a disadvantage for Nunavut.
That's going to change the game, changes the whole end just with that one miss.
Yeah, and
get that guard up.
Every rock is important in the game here, and
now Quebec's got 2 sitting in the 4-foot.
Yeah, and once again, Peter's got to get aggressive. Like he doesn't have a lot of time, and he's down 3 points here. So he's going to throw a guard when he's got 2 open rocks in the 4-foot that he could be hitting, but ideally. He needs some offense to happen, so let's see if they can get a guard up this time.
I have some updates on the other side where the other 3 games are going. I'll update you on the British Columbia. Diane Gushlak playing Tina Ford from Alberta. And Diane has come back, and after 4 ends of play, Diane is winning 4-3. So BC beating Alberta 4-3 after 4 ends, going into the 5th. The next sheet is the defending champion, Paul Fleming, and he's playing Saskatchewan's Randy Bryden. There, after 4 ends, Randy Bryden is winning 4-2. He stole one in the 4th end, so they went into their break with Randy up. Saskatchewan 4-2 over Nova Scotia. And the last game over there was Newfoundland ladies playing Saskatchewan ladies, and it's a tight game as well after 4 ends. Saskatchewan is winning 4-3, going into the 5th.
Okay, and I'll update the other games here. Just a quick comment on our feature game here. With Quebec having 2 rocks in the 4-foot, Nunavut tried to put up a guard, and it slipped into the house. And Quebec made a really nice hit right through the hole, and they're sitting 3 in the house. And with Quebec up 3, I think Nunavut could have maybe tried to play a little more aggressive here, tap a couple of those ones behind the 4 in the back, behind the tee line. And right now, rocks in the back of the house are kind of friends for Nunavut. They need some rocks in play. I don't think Quebec is going to be missing wide open hits. They need some other distractions out there. But just going across some of the other sheets here, on sheet A, we have the New Brunswick women and Northern Ontario women, and New Brunswick is up 6-2 in that game. On sheet B, we have Nunavut and Yukon ladies, and we have a 4-3 match for Yukon on that one, with them having the hammer. On sheet 3, we have BC and Northwest Territories men's, and BC has a commanding lead in that one, 6-1, with the Territories now having the hammer.
Back to our game. Quebec is currently sitting 2. Nunavut is playing a hit.
Right up, guys, hard!
One rock is behind the tee line, one's in the top 12. I don't know if I would have hit this rock.
Yeah, like I said, Peter needs to play aggressive. Hit and roll on top here. I mean, that's how he's trying to get his extra point here. He's not in an ideal situation, even going to the rest of this end without any guards in play. So
the Quebec team looks like they're building a little bit of momentum too. They haven't missed anything this end, and he hits this straight back. He's going to have one in front of the tee line, and the other 2 rocks are going to be gone. He's going to be sitting nicely.
Yeah, that would be better than even picking this red one out and rolling out yourself and leaving Peter a possible freeze on that one. On top of the house.
Oh, he might have jammed it.
No, I think he's going to get away
got
with
it
that
perfect.
one. Yep, and now Peter can't really freeze that one. Hard to draw around something in the 8-foot. So
these guys are playing very confident.
Turn you on.
Body language is telling a lot out there.
yeah,
right now.
and it's like Peter's almost just trying to keep it close. You know, Quebec is playing well, and definitely making none of it pay for any of the mistakes, sliding them in the house, and eliminating rocks into the house or even anything in the guard area.
I guess they're on thirds rocks now. If they're not going to go for a 2 here, then maybe blank the end and have the hammer in the 6 then, but you're really going to have to plan your end to score the 2 and 6.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think Peter's thought is, okay, blank this one, have 2 hammers to 1 if you can score in 6, and force 1 in 7, and have the hammer back in 8. But he's going to need multiple scores, and he's going to really have to start, I think, doing some gambling.
Ça flotte énormément, mais ça n'a pas l'air d'être trop vite. Étrangement. Non, I can't do it.
Oh, that one's going to slip a little bit deep. Ideally, they were looking to get right on top of that Everest mountain.
So the winner from here goes to Fredericton for the World Championships in April, I believe. And you know this, Dan, being a 2-time senior Canadian world champion.
Yep.
You'll go to get a nice little trip to the Worlds. It's right down the road from here this year. Yours were Switzerland, and where else did you?
And Sweden. So we got a couple ones across the pond.
And of course, you must have been with Sherry Anderson. She's the queen of senior curling, right?
Exactly. She was there with us, with Wade and Barry and George and myself. Definitely some good times, some good memories.
You're gonna do it again? You guys coming back?
We keep trying. We keep having some trouble with this James Paul Alberta team that's here. So we'll see how they manage to get through this week. Good team, so we'll see how they can bring their A game here. Definitely something you want to try to get to. Just to let everybody know that Everest is now into their 10th year. It's hard to believe they've been here for that long, with 10th year of sponsorship, and you know, as a player and now commentator, you know, it's been the best thing for senior curling. You know, I see so many people that are here that have been here before, and I think a lot of them really try hard to get back here because they know how much fun and what a good time it is, and you know, the camaraderie, the curling, everything is just top notch. You know, everybody's well looked after. It's very, I'll say, you know, one of the best events that I've gone to, and yeah, definitely still trying to get here.
I would agree with you. Randy Furby and Mark Duffy do an amazing job with the Everest Funeral Concierge. Mark Duffy isn't here this week. Well, he'll be here Thursday. I guess he's coming in. And we look forward to thanking him for all he does for curling, because he does a lot. Thank you, Everest.
Yes. No, they've done a great job, and you know, most people don't know everything that happens behind the scenes, whether it's, you know, bringing bands in and hospitality rooms, and you know, just looking after the curlers, making sure everything's set up good. You know, they work with organizing committees. They have another a group that they work with to help out with the event planning and that. You know, the IKS Live does the production and stuff. They do a great job with that.
And of course, Curl Canada is involved as well.
Yeah, and they got a liaison with them for everything that happens. So. No, it's a really good event wherever they're going. You know, the curlers thoroughly enjoy it. It is a little bit more of a social atmosphere than you will find at you know, at the Briars and juniors and some of the other mixed events. This is definitely a one that you'll want to take in.
One person come.
Yeah, they maybe don't throw quite as many rocks as the rock stars do, but they've been there, done that, and it's time to enjoy the sport, take it all in. And
yeah, I mean we've had a pretty quick end here, pretty clean end. Quebec definitely doesn't mind burning up an end. However, Peter is running out of time in this one, and as he's fired that one through the rings, so we'll have a blank end. Quebec will continue to lead 5-2, and we'll come back with our sixth end action. All right.
Curling means so much to our family. Obviously, it's a big part of our life. Isabella always says that she wants to be an Olympic champion curler when she grows up, which just melts my heart. But it also has shown them that if you work hard, anything is possible. If I was to ask them if they wanted to chase a dream, they believe that anything is possible as long as they put the work in, and it's because of watching us on the ice.
Everest is here to support you in the moments that matter. Learn how at everestfuneral.ca.
It takes passion and a whole lot of dedication to meet Cavendish Farms' high standards. To become an epic late-night snack. Part of the ultimate breakfast. And the dinner crew crowd pleaser. From Canada's favorite French fries to onion rings, hash browns, and potato tots, Canadians can count on Cavendish Farms to serve top quality every time. Cavendish Farms. Made our way, enjoy your way.
And welcome back to Moncton, New Brunswick for the Everest Senior Curling Championships. Our feature matchup between Nunavut and Quebec men. We are in the sixth end, and Quebec has a commanding 5-3 lead, but they do not have the hammer. And at the start of this end, I thought, we might see Nunavut throwing guards and Quebec trying to put him in the forefoot, but right now we have a rock from Nunavut in the forefoot, and play is in the house, so I think Peter Mackey's really going to have his back up against the wall here to manufacture multiple point end, which he really needs in this even end here.
Right. Dan, it's 5-2. They blanked that last end, so it's
Right.
5-2.
Yes.
And now Quebec sitting 2 in the house again. There is both rocks are behind the tee line, so you can throw a corner guard here.
A little less.
Yeah, and it looks like
That's what they called.
The call is corner, and I think they've just been a little bit heavy. Not sure of the ice and Nunavut, the curling club there, how heavy it is. These guys don't get a lot of competition play. A lot of it comes when they get here, and it's a little bit heavy on that one. No corner guard, and the only good thing for Peter here is if Quebec can hang another rock around, and he's going to have to utilize those ones that are in the house as backing to maybe stop some of his from
maneuver
going down
them.
the rings.
So, Dan, that happens a few times where you lose your draw weight. I know in club play you see it. And how do you get that back when you're struggling and you're heavy? What do? Do you just skip? You go up to the hog line and hold the broom up there and say, just try and get it over the hog line and
well,
bring it back?
I think it's it comes back to a lot of your practicing and what you've done to what are your skills, what are your I guess your games that you play with yourself to try to put a rock deep, put a rock shallow, freeze a rock, whatever you're trying to do, and you got to remember to do those things when you get to the competition. If things aren't going good, you go back to your basics. Rely more on your sweepers. If you're throwing them heavy in the house, well, you know what? Maybe you try to hog one and see if your guys can get it over the line. you just got to try something different.
Sometimes I think that a lot of these teams, and maybe not these ones, but they depend they depend on that stopwatch too much. And sometimes you just got to throw the stopwatch away and get the feel.
Yeah, definitely a feel thing. You know, that looks like a great shot for Nunavut, you know, getting rid of the 2 yellows, but as I mentioned, I think the 2 yellows behind the tee line are your friends when you're Nunavut and you need to score. And you know, Peter needs to take some big chances, and you know, 1 rock wide open in the house is not the best setup for a multiple score. And I think quite honestly, Quebec is quite happy to, you know, give Nunavut 1 here, take the hammer back, you know, force 1, take multiple scores. Quebec can blank the rest of the game out if they want. They've got enough points already.
I think Quebec was even happy that Nunavut played the hit on those 2 rocks at the back of the house.
Oh, for sure.
Right? Thank you, because we might have done that.
Yeah. They could have taken their own out, so there's nothing in play. Makes it a lot easier to get the opponent's rocks out of play.
It's pretty clean end again, same as last end.
Yeah, so while they're playing some pretty clean stuff, we can let you know that there's some other big events coming up. We've got the Canadian Mixed Double Olympic Trials coming December 30th to January 4th in Liverpool, Nova Scotia. IKS Media will be providing some streaming coverage there as well. And, you know, I don't know who our teams are going to be in that.
Well,
but they just had some qualifiers here for the U21s. But this is the Canadian mixed doubles.
Right.
And you know, we got a lot of our.
They have one more qualifying event for that, and it's in Banff and Canmore. It's coming up, and so once they've got the winners from that, they'll have 8 qualified, and then the next highest 8 rankings will qualify to go to the Olympic trials.
Yep.
So that's going to be exciting. 16 teams. The winner of the Olympic trials doesn't automatically get to go to the Olympics, because first of all, Canada has to qualify.
That's right. Yeah. You have
to get there. And that would be at the World Championships, which is in Fredericton at the same time that the Everest, the Canadian or the World Championship Seniors is on.
Yes, they've been running the World Seniors and the World Mixed Doubles at the same venue for quite a few years now. Whether it's Europe, whether it's in Canada, you get to watch. You can go and watch both of those. They'll be in the same city and sometimes the same venue.
We have a lot of great mixed double teams in Canada, so it should be okay for us to qualify at the World Championships with the 5th place finish last year. I think if we finish in the top 8, I heard, we won't have a problem qualifying for the Olympics, to have a spot there. So that team that did win the wins the Olympic trials will be the team that goes, but first they have to get through the World Championship in the standings.
Have a look, guys. Have a look.
Yeah, you know, it just seems very hard to dominate in the mixed doubles for any length of time. You know, there's lots of great individual players. You put 2 of them together, and you know, it's just it seems to be that, you know, anybody can have their chance, because they're all good competitive curlers.
That's right.
You know, they're all getting together, and it's who has the hot hand that day. You know, and hopefully, you know, we can send a good representative, and hopefully they can do well.
Right.
So just to recap, because we only have the 1 rock in play here, and we're down to Skip's rocks, and looks like Robert's going to just try to hit and stay, and I don't know if Peter's going to try to blank this end or if he's going to try to just take his 1. You know, his strategy has been to, you know, I guess when he gets that first rock in the house, he doesn't keep trying to put a guard up, and you know, I think he needs to gamble harder, and so we're going to see what he's going to end up doing. I think he's going to try the freeze on the very last rock. So, and then he's going to hope that you know, there's a jam and maybe gets his deuce that way.
Skip's deuce.
Skip's deuce. So just looking at some of the other scores across in the building here. On our sheet A with New Brunswick and Northern Ontario, we have Northern Ontario up 6-4. On sheet B with Nunavut and Yukon, we have the Yukon ladies up 4-3. And on the sheet right beside us, in sheet 3 and the men's, we have BC and Northwest Territories. BC stealing another deuce and 5, and they are currently up 8-1 in that one, and they're coming back home in the 6th. And right now BC is a couple locked on the button with 2 guards, so definitely Northwest Territories in trouble in that one.
It's pretty open here.
Yeah, back to our feature. Robert trying to just hit and stay here, maybe give Mackey a shot, but now he's just giving him the easy blank, or one if he elects to take it.
Maybe he'll take one. No, it doesn't look like
he's coming out of the hack, and the broom wasn't even down. This one's coming down here.
7th end.
And we'll be going into our 7th end with Quebec still leading 5-2, and none of it having the hammer. We'll see you back in a bit.
From cash spiels to Grand Slams, club competitions to world championships, there's a lot to keep up with on the pebbled ice. Stay up to date with the Hardline Curling Show, your weekly source for everything curling, with the latest event results, breaking news, interviews with players, executives, and insiders, plus behind-the-scenes access you won't get anywhere else. Follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube. Make sure you don't miss a thing.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You can throw the perfect rock and still miss, but it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
Just pick something.
Welcome back once again to our feature matchup at the Everest Senior Curling Championships here in Moncton, where we have the Nunavut men and the Quebec men on our feature sheet, with Quebec having a 5-2 lead, Nunavut with the hammer, and Nunavut really has to get something going here. They're going to have to go all out and gamble.
Well, they did get their corner guard. Quebec was able to put one on the button, and Quebec, or Nunavut, put up the corner guard.
Yep, we have a textbook start. None of it's going to need more than one corner guard and a couple rocks around, and they're going to have to try to get some misses out of this Quebec team, because right now they're running out of time, and Quebec's hoping to make them run out of rocks.
It's a good shot. He's going to use his corner guard.
Yep, so Peter is going for a double corner. Doesn't want this one in the rings either. So not a lot of room here. Could lead to duck one in behind there and not put it in the paint. But first priority is get a guard. Get another guard.
The lead is Jamie Gauthier.
And he'll have that in the free guard zone area.
It's a good shot. Well done.
Yep. That's the best start for any kind of action that Peter's had. He's got 2 corners. However, Quebec has got 2 perfect stones on the top of the 4-foot and throwing a guard on them.
They're stacking them up in the middle, and I love that. So do you want to be in the house here, or do you want to be outside, just outside as a guard?
Well, if he comes in the house, Peter's going to be probably playing, because he hasn't played any tap back. He's probably going to be playing hit and try to roll under those 2 corners. But you don't want to be really leaving a long guard. You know, this helps Peter if it's a really high guard. He'll have a chance to utilize that, even though it is a yellow guard.
Oh, it's not bad. It's pretty good.
Okay, so you got Peter going to try to jiggle these around, tap it to the back, roll under his reds, probably get rid of one. And then we'll have a little bit more action than the last couple ends here, where we've got some guards and more rocks in the house.
Play.
Yes.
So what's your tolerance here to, if you hit that front guard off, that's okay too, and roll over, and but you can't be wide. Is that what you're thinking?
You definitely don't want to be, I would even be okay with not moving any rocks out of play here, just tapping that yellow back. Just make sure your shooter doesn't roll like that there. So maybe a little softer weight. You know, if you did take the high guard, you roll it over for a corner. Maybe you roll underneath the other 2 reds. Yeah. So
now it looks really good for Quebec.
Yeah, it's almost getting where do you start putting it for Quebec? You know, you don't want that many rocks in play, but
I would think you would probably want to cut off that come around there, center spot, right?
Yeah, I think Peter still has that same in-turn, tap the yellow back, roll underneath. They're putting up a double guard here, but if it curls over the line a little bit. Now it's choked off that hole for Peter to come through. You know, and being down 5-2 here, you know, last thing you want to be doing is peeling guards. But I don't think he's got a lot of choices here. You know, you can go hard gambling, trying to angle raise one of the reds that's on the corner into the rings.
I don't mind this call, like just maybe roll it out to a corner guard. You might get the play for the double.
Yep.
You want your rock to stick around.
Yeah. So he opens it up. He does have access to the shot stone. He can get in and get underneath those. I don't think there's a hole between the red on the 4-foot line and the yellow on the center line. So we can get anything, you know, rolling under for Peter later.
Third's first shot for Quebec, and they don't have the hammer, so he's gonna guard this, I guess.
Yeah. Tight to the rings.
Clean only.
Peter Mackey skipped for Nunavut. He's got to remember that he's got to leave himself a shot for at least one at the end. You don't want it so congested that you don't have a shot.
Yeah, and even if he does make that, he's still in a lot of trouble having to try to steal 2 in the last end coming home. So he's really going to try to get a multiple score here. You know, Quebec's not making it easy.
What do you got?
Almost Christmas tree, that.
Hack weight?
Yeah, it's a good lineup.
Yeah, because it's a long guard. Yeah. You should be able to come around and hit. Not a lot of weight, eh?
Control weight.
Yeah, so I don't know the variations of weight that this team has. There's a discussion, like he just mentioned, not a lot of weight. So, you know, they need to be a little bit precise. You know,
a little more precise on that. Yeah,
board weight, you know, or a number or something. You know, and you see hitting and rolling out here is
not good.
Yeah, I mean, you get rid of one, you're happy about that. The other one's wide open now, but ultimately, you know, you need maybe a tap weight, put something behind the tee line, keep yours on top of it, and you know, hoping for a Quebec miss. The Quebec misses now are rocks for them coming in the house, and they're in the 4-foot, which, you know, doesn't help score for none of it.
C'est René si on a besoin. Seulement René si on a besoin. Ligne est bonne maintenant.
La ligne est bonne.
Ligne est parfaite. Oh, gotta go.
Ligne est parfaite, les boys sont comme ça.
Je la prends avec Yann. Je la prends avec Yann.
Ligne est parfaite.
We gotta go.
Line looks really good if he's got the.
Yeah,
He's got good weight.
He's curling right buried into the top four.
Oh, that's a nice shot. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the call?
So I'm like going to come around and tap that one that they just threw, put it behind the tee line, and once again hope for Quebec to make something for you. Peter's electing to try to hit and roll under.
I agree with you. I think you need to come up to that other one or just tap it back and you sit yours there.
No.
Yeah, I mean, he may be able to get shot rock with a perfect little hit and roll here. But, you know, Quebec just threw that one in the top four, and they wouldn't have to tap it very far to get shot. And they're behind a guard, and very small scoring area for Peter Mackey and the Nunavut team.
Just hung out there on him. A little bit too much. It was a hard shot.
Yeah, and you know
Cross
what?
the face and get the perfect roll behind.
If Quebec makes a nice hit and roll underneath here, and they've basically taken the top button away, the back button away, and it's guarded.
Are you saying they're in trouble, Dan?
And once again, Peter is going to have to, I don't know what he's got, an angle raise on his red.
Yeah, tough shot. Well, we have one game finished out there. The Northwest Territories playing BC. BC looks like they won. I don't know what happened in the sixth end, but it was 8-1 going into the sixth end.
Yep, they were up.
They've shook hands.
They were up comfortably, and that one is over. Let's just see how Robert does here with his hit and roll under. He definitely wants to roll underneath here. He doesn't want to be leaving Peter the easy double on the outside there. It's coming up a little bit here.
They needed to carve it a bit.
Yeah, nobody was trying to make a move, but you know, edge on edge is still pretty good. Hard for Peter to get shot rock here.
I think even if he hits that one, he's not shot rock.
You almost got to have enough weight to hit this, knock both of them, right?
And so he's going to try to move both those top ones. It's going to generate a lot of spin coming off of the, if he does touch that other one. Probably roll out of the rings.
Okay. What do you want for ice, though? Yeah. Yeah?
Peter hasn't had the easiest shots to make.
Nope. No, the Quebec team has kind of been all over him this game, and you know, he finally got his guards, but he was never able to use them.
No.
So we'll see if he can hit something that maybe make a shot for Robert Desjardins and the Quebec team a little bit tougher.
Big shot coming up here.
Yeah, it's a must make for him.
No, lots of room, lots of room.
Might have floated it out just a little bit there.
Need this to curl up. Nobody's trying to carve it over at all.
Double there.
No, that's a jam and roll under even 9.5 buried.
One rock left for Quebec, and none of it has last rock. Quebec's looking pretty nice right now. I'm kind of thinking putting one right on top of it.
Yeah, I think definitely wants to come in the house here because that biter on the far back right-hand side, and Peter Mackey does have the red raise, but it's not going to be an easy shot if that's all he's left with. So this comes in, and it's going to make it really tough on Peter Mackey here.
Non, parce qu'on y a quand même un raise double.
So I'll run across some scores while we're getting ready for Robert to throw his last rock here. On our sheet one, Northern Ontario still up 6-4 and having the hammer. And sheet two, we've got Yukon over Nunavut, the ladies 8-3 with Nunavut having the hammer. And sheet 3, we thought they were done on sheet 3. It was 8-1, but I guess BC or Northwest Territory scored one. I thought they were coming down to shake hands.
I thought they did shake hands. I'm sure I saw they shook hands.
Okay, we just got a little bit of news here that they did shake hands. However, you have to be down by 7 or more. With them scoring a point there, they had to continue playing. So we'll have to keep our eye out for that one.
You have to be 7 or more after, what, 7 ends? After 6 ends. Okay.
Yeah.
Probably going to shake hands after this end.
Well, I don't know if Robert give Peter a little bit of an out here. He slid that just a little bit deep.
Showed him the way.
Yeah, and if he can just get by that top rock in the center line with a little bit of a tap, he should be able to hold a piece of that button. I don't know. Edge on edge wise, he needs a little bit of curl.
He's hitting.
Is hitting to give up one? Because I don't think he can stay. I'm looking for my vantage point here, and it looks like a little bit of that yellow one is tucked in behind. Yep, there we go. So he's definitely not getting an inside roll with hit weight here, because that rock's only about a foot deeper. Here we go.
Must feel comfortable with this shot.
Yep.
He's floated his first one out a little bit.
Yeah, this one's running down there too. He's got the weight.
Got a girl. Got a girl. Got a girl. Got a girl. Stick around. 2 yellow.
Well, you just heard it. I agreed to the 2 yellow. Peter hits and rolls out on that. And I think we're going to be coming back for a little bit last end of action here.
7-2 for Quebec.
Right. Nope. Handshakes.
Nope. Handshakes.
Well,
I guess we're gone.
Yeah, I guess.
We'll just have to say that.
Oh, we can still talk? All right, looks like the teams have got the handshake going, and this one is in the books. It's all over.
So we'll see you again at 8 o'clock our time.
8 o'clock, what is that, Atlantic time?
Yeah, and who's on, Dan?
For our next game, we have the Manitoba and Nova Scotia ladies coming up. So we'll see you back at 8 o'clock Atlantic time.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining.